Hello, hello, hello. Can we hear me all right here? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. That's way louder than I thought it was gonna be. That music. Still pretty loud. That's crazy. Still pretty loud. That's crazy. Yeah, I guess not relative to my voice though. What's up? We got 9 Mofskin here. We got 9 Mofskin here. How we doing? 3 hoeing. Yo, we back. We back. Got a little time before I have to go help move some stuff, so I wanted to get a couple of inputs from you guys on a video that's probably coming out Monday. Back with the original beats. Yes, sir. Afternoon, Johnny. How we doing? So, I was sitting here working on a video coming up. And, oh, actually, this one's not coming out Monday. Sorry. This one's going to be a week. This one's going to be next Friday. Or next Sunday. Sorry. Getting used to the new schedule. Next Sunday is going to be this video, not this upcoming one. But I had an idea last night to run Sin as a Planeswalker Reanimator deck. I feel like you could actually do something kind of spicy here. So if you don't know what Sin does, 4, a black, a green, and a blue for a 7/7 flying. When Sin enters or attacks, exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random, then create a tapped token that's a copy of that card. If the exiled card is a land card, repeat this process. Yeah, it seems pretty good to me. And Planeswalkers are permanent cards, so if we can fill our graveyard with a ton of Planeswalkers and then start blinking Sin with like Blur, Essence Flux, Displace, all this stuff, Conjurer's Closet seems pretty good. It feels like we'd be able to just have a pretty decent Planeswalker Reanimator deck. Like, I was running a couple of test games with it, and it wasn't running too bad, actually. Let me, yeah, like $300 probably. Like, around there is a budget. Okay, so let me play test this really quick. Okay, turn 1. We're going to go ahead and play Forest. Pass around. Play Nature's Lore. Search our library for a forest card. Oh, let me... There we go. I'm just gonna... There we go. Just gonna put that into play and then shuffle my library. Okay. Turn 4. We're gonna play a... Rejuvenating Springs and then play 3 for Frantic Research. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 unless you... No, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Untap 3 lands. Ooh, okay. Draw a Forest and a Loaming Shaman. We're gonna discard a Forest and a Death Cap, I guess. Untap 3 lands. Pay 3 for Alter Dementia, I guess? This is weird. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't doing what I want it to do right here. I don't know why Alter's in this deck. What was my logic there? Why was I running Alter? Fill Grave with what? I can't sack Planeswalkers. Alter can get out of there. immediately. Okay, we'll play test this one. This one's weird. Okay, we'll draw. Play a swamp. Play Stitcher Supplier, mill 3. Oracle of Moldiah, swamp, Liliana Dreadhorde General. And then we'll pass. Comes back around. Play a land. Pass. Comes back around. Yeah, see how slow it is? You know what I mean? Like, we have mana ramp in the deck. We're just not hitting any of it right now. We can play an Oko. Draw 2 cards. If you've committed a crime this turn, discard 1. Otherwise, discard 2. Okay, so we'll do that. Draw 2. And then we'll discard 2 Planeswalkers. Boom. Bang. You know what I mean? We're setting up for a pretty good Sin play. We could even use Murderous Cut to delve out the Oracle so we hit a Planeswalker. It's just kind of slow. I think we need more mana ramp. I think that's probably... Or it's a slow deck, you know what I mean? Maybe we just wait till turn 7 hits and then we get a crazy explosive turn. Okay, let's play test this one. Play an Overgrown Tomb tapped. Come back around and play a Swamp. Grizzly Salvage. Reveal the top 5 cards. Put a creature or land from them into our hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put a Underground River into our hand and the rest into grave. Come back around to us. We will play a Drowned Catacombs. Rampant Growth for a land. Nice. Pass back around to us. We'll play our turn 4 Doubling Season. And then we'll play turn 5 Mordenkainen that enters with double counters. So we can -10, exchange your hand and library. I don't think we want to do that right now. So we'll probably -2. Or we'll +2. Draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. Yeah, we'll probably do that one. Draw 2. Put the Swamp on the bottom. You know what I mean? It's just slow. Do you have token generators or pillow fort effects? I think a lot of the Planeswalkers make tokens. But I don't have any pillow fort effects, no. But those are probably needed for me to actually make it to the late game, right? What would we run? That doesn't run the risk of like clunking up Sin. Because if we run more non-land permanents, we run the risk of hitting those when we attack or play Sin. I think we just need more mana ramp that's like actual. But if we run mana ramp that's actual creatures, then those are more permanents in our graveyard to hit with our commander, which isn't fun. Ranger's Path for some ramp. Ranger's Path. 3 and a green. Search your library for up to 2 forest cards and put them onto the battlefield tap. Then shuffle your library. I've never noticed that said forest cards. That's very good. Ranger's Path's great. Yeah, because then on turn 4, I hit a Ranger's Path to get up to 6 lands, and on turn 5, I'll be up to 7. So that's really nice. What about... I have a cool one in black that is propaganda. It's called Koshkun Falls. Oh, yeah. I just traded in a Koshkun Falls to my store. That was one of my first daily card highlights, was Koshkun Falls. That was like 2 years ago. It's a good ass card. What do you have to do? Like tap a creature to keep it? Like tap a black creature or something like that? That's not a big ask, you know what I mean? Do you think propaganda and stuff go in here? Just so I can stay alive to actually do my thing? But what happens if I mill into the propagandas though? I guess I could hit him with my commander, but then it's like, then I don't get to use him early game. Is this deck a doable thing? Is the question. Okay. Those are some bad mills. Yikes, no, yeah, it's just playing not well. Yes, propaganda is great. Costume's a little weird because I'm going to have something to tap to keep it around. And in this deck, a lot of the time, I won't have that thing to tap to do. Group Wild Speaker seems good. Because it'll be like a good piece of mana ramp. It'll get me to 7 mana on turn 5. Yeah. Makes beast tokens. Doesn't seem bad. Well, the buff up your board's not really useful in this deck, though. But it being a 4-drop that gets me to 7 mana and a thing that makes 3/3s. It's not bad. There are plenty of cards in green that let you get cards from your grave back to hand. Yeah, but then it's like, oh man, how much of my deck am I dedicating to not only a new card kit, but then also another new card kit to potentially get back that card kit if I accidentally mill into it. Oh, we definitely need grist. Do we need grist? That grist is pretty good. Self-mill removal if we have tokens to sack. Okay, we're gonna turn 1 forest. Turn 2 arcane signet. Turn 3 frantic search. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. We're gonna discard Liliana and a land. And then we're going to untap 3 lands. We're gonna tap those 3 lands to play 6. Then we'll pass. Comes back around. We're gonna swing with a 6 to mill 3 cards. From among them. Okay, so these go to grave. We're gonna play that propaganda from grave by discarding an island. This already feels better. Pass back around. We're gonna swing to mill ourselves for 3. Group Wild Speaker, Mordekainen, River. We're gonna get the spring back. I think we played our land already this turn, if I'm not mistaken. Then we'll just hardcast Mordekainen, discard a land. Mordekainen. Actually, we'll hardcast Garruk. So we can untap 2 lands with Garruk. And then we can play Loaming Shaman to shuffle any number of cards from our graveyard back into our deck. We're going to shuffle all these non-Planeswalker cards back in there. And then next turn, we're going to play Sin. 4, 5, 6, 7. Sin, when it enters, we either get a Mordekainen or a Liliana, and then when it attacks next turn, well, hold on, let's see. When it comes back around, if it lives till next turn, it's a good draw. Play Perpetual, mill ourselves 2. Thirst, Underground. Swing with 6, mill ourselves 3. Swamp, Forest, hide on the ceiling. And then we're going to +1 Liliana, create a 2/2 and mill 2. Land, Liliana's Dreadhorde. Attack with Sin. It'll get back one of the Planeswalkers. And then we'll blink Sin with Blur, which will get back another Planeswalker. Which will be this one, because it's the only non-land permanents in the grave. You know what I mean? It can do stuff, but I just need like a better early game. LJL, what's going on? Okay, so what are you thinking here, LJL? We got Sin. Now I want to make a Planeswalker Reanimator deck. So the idea is you like fill your graveyard with a ton of Planeswalkers. You play Sin, you blink Sin, and then you're just like cheating in Planeswalkers into play. Is the idea. I was kind of building a deck that runs a ton of cards that do stuff in grave, so it essentially uses mill as drawing. It's 5 color though, and it didn't get super far with it. I feel you. That's kind of how I'm feeling with this, but I want to figure this one out. Let's see where this hand goes. I just like to pretend I have the right mana when I'm playtesting just to get an idea. Thirst of Knowledge. Discard a Mordekainen and an Oko and an Ugin. Pass. Kodama's Reach. Oh, it's not at the top. There we go. I need a blue, I need a blue, I need a blue, I need a blue. I know you can look through the deck. I'm just very unlucky apparently. There we go. Jeez Louise. Yeah, it's just slow. There's not enough going on early game in here. So we're reanimating Planeswalkers, not reanimating creatures by using Planeswalkers, right? Yes, we're reanimating the Planeswalkers themselves with Sin. So the idea is by the time you drop Sin, you'll have a graveyard that's full of like stuff, but like specifically non-land permanents that are Planeswalkers. And then you drop Sin, reanimate a Planeswalker that comes in with Sin, and then play blink spells past that to just keep doing that each turn and just cheat in like. After Sin comes into play, it's essentially like 1 mana to play Essence Flex. It's like a 1 mana play a Planeswalker for free. 2 mana play a Planeswalker for free. Conjurer's Closet, get a free Planeswalker every end step. But you have to like set it up. It feels like it's like very difficult to set up early game. Oh, maybe I'm just dead wrong. I think in reanimating decks, it's okay to be a bit slow as long as you're working towards your game plan. So as long as you're filling your graveyard, keeping your hand full, and getting a few engines. That's what I guess I need. Maybe I need a few. Let me just run a playtest genuinely until like turn 7 or 8. Okay, we're gonna play an Underground River, pass. Play a Swamp and a Felwar Stone, pass. Play a Forest. Play Propaganda, pass. Hinterland Harbor into a Rampant Growth, as well as an Overlord of the Balemerc, actually. So we're gonna search for a land, and then also we're going to mill. Before we do the land, we're gonna mill 4 cards: Braska, Soul Ring, Grizzly Salvage, Dreamroot, and then we'll go ahead and get that basic into play tapped. Pass back around to us. That's pretty good, actually. We're going to pay 4 life to play Nissa. +1, create an XX for Exian token, where X is Nissa Ascendant's loyalty. So we'll get a 7/7 for Exian. Doesn't seem too bad. Right? It's a Phyrexian, isn't it? Yeah. It's not on here for some reason. That's funny. They're like, I don't know what. Oh, hold on a second. Phyrexian Horror. There we go. 7/7 bad boy. And then we'll pass, hit the land, go up to 7, pay 7 for Sin. When Sin enters, we get to return a non-land permanent from our or a permanent, right? Exile a permanent card from our graveyard at random. If it's a land, repeat this process. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. We'll do 2, 4, 6. We'll roll a d6. Got a 3. So Dreamroot Cascade comes into play. And then I will go ahead and repeat the process. We'll flip a coin. Vraska's heads. Got a tails. So Soul Ring's going to go ahead and come into play. And then, you know what I'm saying? We have Ripples of Potential to protect and proliferate our Planeswalkers. Thrumming Bird to proliferate them. Dam to wipe creatures. And then every time we attack, we're like, I'll go ahead and grab Vraska. I don't know, it seems pretty okay. You'll have to go now. I'll make a list later. Maybe you'll find some inspiration in there. Hey, hell yeah. Thanks for stopping in, 3 Hoenn. Counter doublers seem good here. Yeah, I've got doubling season in here. I don't know about any other ones though, off the top of my head. I was wondering about some proliferate effects. I'm not sure if they are useful till later in the game. Yeah, I'm not sure. I run Thrumming Bird, Flux Channeler. I run the Landfall one that proliferates. I'm in the same boat where I'm like, I'm not sure how useful any of this is until we actually play Sin. I also feel like fetches are good with this commander to get lands engraved. So like Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, New Capenna fetches. True. That's actually a really good point. Because then we can just like repeat the process and just loop a ton of lands into play, filter our deck, mana ramp at the same time. That's actually fair. What are the New Capenna ones? I cannot remember the name of those. I need some like some more early game attack deterrent stuff. Because propaganda does feel pretty good to draw into. Actually, you know what we should do? Big brain. Big brain. I think I figured it out. I think we definitely all in on some more creatures, some more early game stuff that's permanent. Because I think what we do is we get rid of stuff like Grizzly Salvage, Ripples of Undeath, stuff that like no brain mills off top. Because we don't want that. We want stuff like Thirst for Meaning, Thirst for Knowledge, that like we can just discard Planeswalkers out of our hand. That's what we need to do. We need to be able to play early game stuff, run some cards like Perpetual Timepiece, like the Shaman that can like filter some stuff in grave if it happens to end up in grave from like people killing it. But I don't think we're going to purposefully mill ourselves those cards anyway with stuff like Grizzly Salvage or Ripples of Undeath. I honestly think we need more discard out of our hand effects to just specifically get rid of Planeswalkers out of hand. I don't think getting rid of Planeswalkers off top of library is the name of the game. I think getting out of hand is the name of the game. Fabled Passage. Look up collective resistance like propaganda, but good in multicolor decks. Un momento. Okay. What were the 2 things you guys said to do? Oracle Tag, Reanimate Planeswalker. Creatures can't attack Planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 1 for each creature they control attacking a Planeswalker you control. Again, that's not great until it comes out, which sucks. I don't know if I'm into any of the Planeswalker reanimation. Yeah. It's... Thank you, though. That is cool to know. Collective Resistance. Oh, yeah. Destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment. Yeah, that's a great card. Matsalani, maybe for looting? Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, yeah, I need some looting here. Am I missing something here? Not that card. Collective resistance. This is collective resistance. You're talking about collective restraint? Yeah. 3 and a blue enchantment. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays X for each creature attacking you, or X the number of basic land types among lands you control. That's a great one. That's a very good one. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. Well, I mean, like, likeness looter would be good. Actually, there's a couple of looters that I just picked up for Emmett Selch that might be pretty good in this list. Yeah, like Vohar. I like Vohar a lot. I think you had a collective resistance instead of restraint. Oh, did I? I did. There we go. Hmm. Yeah, those are 2 looters that are in there. I don't think anything else really works. I like the looter effects in here, though. Yeah, looters actually feel great in here. Oh, dude, Rise of the Witch King. Each player sacrifices a creature. If you sacrificed a creature this way, you may return another permanent card. That's real good in here. I like that one in here. Oh, in here. Okay. What else? What else is there? Pay each creature attacking. Whenever you attack with it, we don't want that one. Can't run those ones. Ooh, War Tax is cool. 2 and a blue enchantment, pay X and a blue. Creatures can't attack this turn unless their controller pays X for each creature attacking. Oh, yeah. Welcome aboard, War Tax. Oh, tap an untapped creature you control. With our new looters and stuff, I think that Cascoon's definitely an option now. Well, that's not bad. We got a couple new options. Elephant Grass. Elephant Grass is pretty good, actually, because we can just play it to let it help us for a few turns, but then once it goes away, we might just hit it again with our commander to get it back into play. I thought Elephant Grass was more money. Maybe a Squirming Emergence deck? Yes, I thought I had Squirming Emergence in here. No, I definitely agree. Squirming Emergence seems great. Yeah, that seems great. We need like 2 or 3 more banger like looter creatures that can come out early. We need Ghostly Pilferer, or not Ghostly Pilferer. Is it Ghostly Pilferer? Ghostly P? Ghostly P. We need a Ghostly P in there to discard some stuff out of our hand. Discard Planeswalkers out of our hand, preferably. Riddlesmith. Is that one? That's the one whenever a creature or an enchantment or an artifact enters, right? Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may draw a card and discard a card. I just don't know how many artifacts I have. I have like maybe like 14. Let's see how in tune I am with my deck. 7. Yeah, never mind. I don't think Riddlesmith's worth it then. Yeah, let's see though. ID, Sultai, Oracle, draw. Oracle, discard, type, creature. Malcolm deals combat damage to a player, put a chorus counter on it, draw a card, then discard a card. If there are 4 or more chorus counters on it, you may cast the discarded card without paying its mana cost. Ooh. Malcolm's a bomb in here. It's very good in here. I like Likeness Looter. Discard a card to make a 2/2 zombie. Tap 3 zombies to draw a card and discard. Crypt Breaker's not bad, actually. Vohar we put in here. I love Vohar. Seems very, very good. Oh, Psychic Frog's perfect. It's a discard thing, and it also helps me filter out stuff that I don't want in Graveyard. I was thinking about Tolarian Winds, but I want to be able to control what I'm discarding. I don't want to just dip my whole hand. That's the reason I don't run Windfall in here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't run Windfall in here for that same reason. Oh, true. It makes use of the Proliferate. That's a huge point, Miles. I didn't even think about that. I know you may have some good adding or attacking deterrents, but another good one is Witch King of Agnar. Witch King of Agmar. Well, I'm asking you which King of Agmar it was. 3 and 2 black, 5/3 flying. Whenever one or more creatures deals combat damage to you, each opponent sacrifices a creature that dealt damage to you this turn. That the ring tempts you, discard a card. Witch King of Agmar gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. Oh, and it's a discard thing. That's perfect. Witch King's perfect in here. I wouldn't have ran it if it didn't have that Witch King thing, but that is, or the discard, that Witch King thing. If it wasn't like a total Witch King, wouldn't have ran it. But the fact that it is, love it. That's really good. Nice find. Yeah, that's great. Witch King's perfect. Oh, Rona. Rona seems good. For another looter. Oh, the last one that I want is Jace. Yep, Jace Vryn's Prodigy is the last looter I want in here. Because that's just super on theme. Here's a value piece. Curse of Fool's Wisdom. That'd be a funny card to like not exist. And have like streamers look it up. 4 and 2 black, enchantment, curse, enchant player. Whenever enchant player draws a card, they lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. Madness, 3 and a black. That's not terrible in here with all the self-discard. We'll probably be able to play that for 4 very easy. Either way, though, even if it doesn't make the cut for this deck, I need one of these for my Emmett Selch deck. Because that is what my Emmett Selch deck is trying to do. I don't know if it makes the cut here, though. It is. I've never seen that card, though, to be fair. Captain of Umbar. I don't know if I've seen this one either. Two in a blue, 2/3, pay 1, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. It's not bad. I like my looters to be 2 drops. 2 drops just feels so good on the looting spot for me. You can also run Karth the Lion in this deck. Oh, I could run Karth. Enters the battlefield or a Planeswalker you control dies. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a Planeswalker from them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. So he'll just like filter Planeswalkers into more Planeswalkers that I can discard and resurrect. Karth's pretty cool. And it's just another body to get out. Siphon Mind, the lethal schemes, removal and discard. I don't know about lethal schemes, but Siphon Mind. Is that the everyone discards a card and then you draw a card for each one that discarded? Did I get that right? Each player discards a card, you draw a card for each player? Yeah, I did get that right. That's a good card. Oh, each other player. Damn, if it made me discard a card too, I'd love that, because then I could get rid of a Planeswalker. I don't think it makes the cut. If it made me discard a card, that'd be awesome. Command the Dread Horde and Revival Experiment. Four and 2 black. Choose any number of creatures or Planeswalker cards in your graveyard. Command the Dread Horde deals damage to you equal to the converted mana cost of those. Then put them onto the battlefield. Oh, that's gonna kill me. That card's gonna kill me. Revival Experiment. 4 black green sorcery. For each permanent type, return up to 1 target card from that type from your graveyard to the battlefield. You lose 1 life for each card returned this way. 6 is kind of steep. I feel like we can rely on our commander with the looters and stuff now. Collector's Vault allows for early looting and gains incremental value and treasures. Oh yeah. Collector's Vault seems great in here. That's the type of energy I want. Collector's Vault. Collector's Vault's $1. Very cool. It's a cool card. Jesse and Zombies. I don't want to be cycling creatures in there though, because if with my commander with Sin, if we accidentally hit the Jesse and Zombies, then it'll come into play, but it doesn't repeat the process. So we'll just get a 2/4 with Fear with my commander instead of hitting like a Planeswalker, because the idea with Sin is just like to reanimate Planeswalkers exclusively. Okay, let me see what I can get rid of here. Let me reorganize some of this stuff here. Okay, enable tags. Let me scroll down. Okay, so we got looters there. Let me add any more looters that we've got. We've got Collector's Vault. We've got Rona. We've got Psychic Frog. Isn't really well, it draws and it discards, so I'm gonna consider it a looter. Malcolm, looter. Jace, looter. Witch King is not. Karth the Lion is not. Witch King is a discard outlet though. We'll put Witch King under the Fill Grave thing up here. Fix Grave, Fill Grave. There we go. I don't think we need Overlord of the Bailmerk anymore because of the mill. I don't think we need Mesmeric Orb because of the mill. 6 is just good because of the giving your stuff retrace, in my eyes. Grapple with the Past we don't need anymore. Perpetual is good because we can sack it and shuffle stuff back. Careful Study seems good. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. That is great. Hear me out. Afterlife from the Loam for Reanimate while filtering out stuff you don't want to hit your commanders. Does that only hit creatures though? Or can you do it from other people's graveyards? Oh, in that player's graveyard. For each player. Afterlife from the Lone's kind of sick. I think I'll try it. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I'll try it. What else was down here? KBs. Some straight up reanimation. So I'm just going to say PR. Planeswalker Reanimation. Fort. This is going to go under Fort as well. This is going to go under Fort. This is going to go under Fort. It's going to go under Fort. I don't think Karth's going to make the cut. It's really good, though. It's like an additional counter thing. Where'd I put Doubling Season? More counters. We'll do it like that. Ghostly Pilfer is in here. Big Game Hunter wouldn't be bad with the madness. Ancient Excavation to discard my hand. Can you discard any number of cards with Ancient Excavation, or does it have to be your hand? Oh, draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand, then discard a card for each card drawn this way. Ooh. That seems very good in here. 3 steps ahead. Counter target spell. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. Yeah. That's gonna be good. I'm just not a huge fan of Stargaze, LJL. I've tried it a couple times. I'm like, to be fair, I hate X spells. Like 90% of the time I have them, I just play them and they get countered and I waste all my mana. Or I waste all my mana and I'm like, I swear Stargaze is a good card. I believe it's good for you, dude. I am not lucky with it. I never find a good time to play it. We need to cut 20 cards out of this deck. I think we can cut a lot of our card draw because a lot of our Fillgrave stuff will draw us cards. And a lot of our looters are going to let us see a lot of cards. So I think we can get rid of stuff like... well, a lot of these are just the same thing. Yeah. We have to get rid of some Planeswalkers. Because we're running 17. I think we could probably go down to like 13 Planeswalkers and be fine. Ooh, Spy Masters would be good, yeah. Fomori Vault? What is that? Discard a card, look at the top X cards of your library, X the number of artifacts you control, put one of those cards in your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Sure. Little discard outlet on a land. Most of these cards are in my Dimir Oscar Rubbish Reclaimer deck. Oh, Oscar's so cool. I wanted to build him as well. Okay, what Planeswalkers need to stay and what ones can leave? Freylease is mana ramp, removal, and card draw. She seems great. Garruk is removal, makes a creature more removal, and then an emblem that pretty much makes a player lose because they'll just get huge if anyone else swings at them. This Garruk makes 2/2 black wolves, 2 of them. Destroy target creature, also removal and card draw. This Garruk lets us hit our Sin on turn 7 really easy. Grist can probably go. We don't need Grist. We don't need Liliana's Death Majesty either. We don't need the self-mill anymore. Whenever a creature you control dies, we don't need that one either. That's not going to be great. Whenever a creature you control dies, we're not going to have a ton of creatures. We're going to have tokens and stuff, but that's not like a big enough point that it's like justifiable to run those. Nis is awesome. Mordecai is awesome. Obnixilus is great. Oko's really good because we can make permanent tokens and stuff, so we can make token copies of Sin. Teferi... is really good with our planeswalkers. Tavesh lets us gain control of stuff. Ugin's fantastic. Vraska's removal. And this Vraska makes us 2/2s. Is removal and makes someone's life total become 1. So it's pretty much a win con as well. So I think this is a good little package of planeswalkers here. What do you think of Teferi, Master of Time? It's a little awkward, but it's a huge looter that can win the game if not dealt with. Let me see. Two and 2 blue, 3 loyalty. You may activate loyalty abilities of Teferi, Master of Time anytime you can cast an instant. Does that mean you can activate it once per everyone's turn, or does that just mean you get one activation per rotation? Draw a card, then discard a card. Target creature you control faces out. The draw card discard's great. Looting over and over is great. Then take 2 extra turns after this one. That seems great. I like that one in here a lot. Jasmine, Enigma Sage to give the rest of your planeswalkers its abilities as well. Yes, you get 4 activations per rotation. Yikes. Seems incredibly good. I don't like Jasmine. That's a planeswalker that I'm not... I've tried running it a couple times and been like, this thing's going to be sick. And then every time I'm like, whatever. Does she loot? If she loots, then I'll run her. But if she ain't looting... What the hell's her name? Kasmine. Yes, scry 1, create a 0/0, search a library for an instant or sorcery card that shares a color with this planeswalker, exile it. Is that not the one? Oh, each other planeswalker you control has the loyalty abilities of Kasmine. Yeah. None of her abilities I really care about, though. I'm just like, they're okay. I don't know if they're... I love the sun on this thing. Oh, that is such good art. Wow. I know, I was looking for Planeswalker. Amanatu and Venser would be so good in this list, but we don't have white. I was thinking that too. But we don't have white. Why? Oh, why? Don't we have it? Gosh. We need to get rid of some cards. What are we cutting from here, boys? What are we cutting? Oh, we have 43 lands. Hold on a second. We can cut 5 lands. Right off the rip. We'll cut 3 of those and then 1 of each of these. There we go. Okay, removal, we've got 8 pieces, a lot of them being planeswalkers, which probably isn't great, but we'll figure that out when we need to. 13 pieces of mana ramp. Actually, we got more mana ramp than that because Freylace, oh, already is in there. But Garruk is mana ramp as well. So 14 pieces of mana ramp's kind of high. PR, 2 pieces of planeswalker removal. More counters. I don't know if we need all these. I don't think we need the, like, proliferate stuff. I think I am in agreement that I do not want the proliferate stuff in here. Like Karn's Bastion, we might as well. Deep Glow Skate can win the game. Doubling Season can win the game. Karth the Lion seems good. Like, these can stay. But the proliferate stuff, I don't think we need. The looters I really like. I don't think I'm the biggest fan of Collector's Vault. It seems a little slow, but we'll try it out. I like how all the rest of these are pretty much just tap. They're pretty much just free looters. Actually, I think Collector's Vault's going to have to go. If we're going to get rid of 9 cards, I think that's inevitably going to go. Elephant Grass as well, I think is going to leave. I think these 4 are fine for the fort. War Tax honestly might go as well. Yeah, War Tax is also going to go because we have so many looters and like cards that dig through our deck that we're probably going to find one of these 3 at one point pretty quickly. I think Afterlife of the Loam has to go if we're making cuts like that we need to make. I think that's going to go. I think Taval's also going to go if we're making cuts. We need 4 more cuts. Fill Graveyard. These all seem good. Witch King's a little sketchy. We might drop Witch King. I'm not sure. 9 pieces of card draw. 8 pieces of Blink. What if we ran less Blink, but we ran more recurring Blink? Isn't there a... Are there any Sultai Planeswalkers that can give haste or blink a creature? No. Unfortunately not. I thought there'd be at least a blue one that could do it, but no. What if... Is there a couple more ways that can blink, like... Can you type in type permanent? ID? Displacer kit. Yeah, there we go. Displacer kitten. Deadeye. Because I didn't think about it, but we don't need this blink stuff until we play Sin. So if we just like end up playing Sin and then hitting into one of these that's in the graveyard or something, or being able to play it after Sin, that's fine. Like we don't really need the... What's the girl from Final Fantasy that blinks on your end step over and over? At the beginning of your end step, you blink. She's like the cat girl. I can't remember her name. Y'shtola rule. Hey, there we go. Yeah, okay, so what I think we do is we run those 4. We run Conjurer's Closet, Deadeye Navigator, Displacer Kitten, and Y'shtola. And we just drop these like one-time use instants and sorcery ones. And then that's perfectly 100. I feel like this feels way better than it did. Let's give her a run. Let's give her a rip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a keep. That's a keep. Hold on a second, boys. That's a keep. Opulent Palace. Pass. Exotic Orchard. Perpetual Timepiece. Pass. Play. Propaganda. And then pass. Gonna draw 3 cards, then discard 2 unless we discard a basic land. 1, 2, 3. We'll discard Ugin, and we'll discard Woodland Cemetery. Pass back around. We'll just hard cast the Vraska, because people are going to have a hard time swinging at it. So we'll just hard cast that to destroy something that's causing problems. Loop back around to us. Play our land. Play Matlazi. Draw a card and discard a card off of it. Discard. Go ahead and cultivate. We'll just put a land into play just for the sake of making this easier. And then next turn we've got Sin now, which will hit us a Ugin. It already feels better. We're already like definitely doing more early game than we were. And we've got like propaganda effects and stuff. 1 second. Hello. Okay. This already feels better than it did. I don't know how good Witch Knight, our King of Agnar, is, since it doesn't trigger off of people damaging your walkers just when they hit you. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think that's that makes the cut then. Ooh. Deadly Cover-Up seems good in this deck. Three and 2 black. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may collect evidence 6. Destroy all creatures. If evidence was collected, exile a card out of the player's opponent's graveyard and then search their deck for all cards with the same name and exile those cards. Which works with which works with basic lands, I guess, which is pretty busted. But just also a creature board wipe at a Planeswalker deck seems pretty good. I also feel like you'll probably want Haro instead of another of your ramp pieces. Ooh, that's actually very fair. Oh, true. Lotus Light might be good. Lotus Light. Two black, blue, green, 3/6 lifelink. When this creature enters, search your library for a black card, a green card, and a blue card. Put them into your graveyard. Ooh! I love that. Let's get a Planeswalker of each color. Each color and creed. Haro be under ramp instead of cultivate. I don't know how good I think Rise of the Witch King is. I don't know how often we're gonna like have the token to hit with it and stuff. I was thinking about Bone Miser, but I don't know if we're gonna be self-discarding enough. Like, it's not the full strategy. It's just like one of the main ways we're gonna be filling the gray. I don't know. Maybe Bone Miser is worth it. I love the thumbnail for this stream. Thank you, Benson MTG. Appreciate it. Also, Sky Shroud Claim is probably better than Ranger's Pass since they come in untapped. Ooh. Ooh. Hope the list works out. This looks clunky, not trying to be a hater. You have a lot of effects that don't synergize well or are dead cards when you're behind. Think you need to go a lot harder on lands matter and self-mill. Ooh, I could feel that. That's what I need help with. So let's see. So some of the planeswalkers, are you saying? We need to like synergize more with like the self-mill. I don't want to do. We're doing self-discard because with my Commander Sin, I want to make sure that my graveyard's full of like mainly planeswalkers. And with self-mill, we run the risk of like milling into like mana rocks and stuff. Hit the like button, y'all. This dude deserves better. I'm like in a box. I'm like, oh please. That'd be so funny. We should like line that up. Where I'd like dress so like a bum and I'm like in a cardboard box for the stream and I'm like, please help me. What about having at least one way to play lands from graveyard? So getting as many attempts at not missing land drops as possible? Maybe. The thing is, if Sin hits a land, it just repeats the process. But making sure I don't miss land drops will be good. Also, all your propaganda effects, I don't think work to protect your walkers, just you. Oh, really? I thought they were just like whenever they attack you or a planeswalker. That's so lame. Creatures can't attack you. Let me like make sure here. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays X. Ugh. Yeah, gross. That is such a lame missed opportunity in Magic design. Genuinely. They can just attack planeswalkers when you have effects like that? Actually lame. I don't even know if this deck works now. Now I'm just like wide open until I drop Sin, and then Sin's just like, hey guys. What about having at least one way? Oh yeah, we already had that. We already had that. Zagath Triome. Perpetuel. Thirst for knowledge. Discard a Veraska and a land. Next turn. Matlazi to draw a card, discard a card. And then mill ourselves too. Okay, alright. Careful study, draw 2, discard 2. Discard it to fairy. And a rampant growth. And then thirst for meaning, draw 3, discard 2. Discard a Nisa and a Murderous Cut. Patch back around. Yeah, fuck, almost. I thought we were on like 40 lands, didn't we? We're running 38 now. Good catch. Yeah, that puts a damper on the plan. I gotta unfortify this bad boy real quick. How many lands are we running? 38? 39 because we have Karn's Bastion as well in one of the things. I'm not hitting any lands. That's crazy. Fabled Passage. A little bit of a Fabled Passage. Oh yeah, we can't do that till next turn. Frantic Search. I don't know if this is a doable thing here, folks. This deck. What do you guys think? There's a couple of things that work for walkers, but then it sucks because it's like I play those ones that like protect my walkers, and they're like, oh shit, so you're telling me I can't swing with all these huge creatures at your walkers? And I'm like, that's right, they're all protected, you're gonna have to pay. And they're like, yeah, I'll just swing at you, not have to pay. Either way, it's like I'll just swing at the thing that I don't have to pay for. Ugh. What a bad, that needs retconned immediately. Those old things that say whenever they attack you should also say or planeswalkers you control. That is rough. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless they pay 1, dude. There we go. There we go. Oh, I don't run white. Sphere of Safety, Archon of whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Not you guys. Magic. That blah, blah, blah was for the Magic design team. How about self-discard / mill and ways to reanimate / flicker commander? That's what we're trying to do. We got the little blink package. We've got the self-mill or discard ways to get stuff in the graveyard, planeswalkers, and then blink our commander. That's like the whole idea. We're just trying to see it, like, make it work. Because right now it's just not working. Usually they protect you and your walkers. Loaming Shaman, ETB to shuffle all your non-planeswalkers. I got Loaming Shaman in here. Where's he at? Loaming Shaman, Murderous Cut, and Perpetual are there to fix my grave. What's up, Draven? Whatever. How we doing? I'd lean into creatures with good sack ETB effects. Yeah, but then that's defeating like my whole idea. You know what I mean? I could build Sin normally. That's not a hassle, but like making the Planeswalker Sin work, that's where it's cool. Making reanimated Planeswalkers work, nah, that's where it's cool. Is it a mill or draw card plan? It's a draw cards and discard cards with like Thirst of Knowledge, Thirst for Meaning, Search the whatever, Frantic Search, like all the like ways we can discard looting creatures to then like loot Planeswalkers into our graveyard. One of our many Planeswalkers we run. And then use Sin to either blink or attack with to just keep resurrecting Planeswalkers into play. Because if we have enough Planeswalkers in grave and we have Sin in play, then like just dropping like one of these blink effects and attacking with Sin like seems pretty good. I see Planeswalkers specific. Yes. You would not be wrong in seeing that. Lotus Light can also put non-permanents in graveyards, so you can force Sin to reanimate certain things. Yes, 100%. Just put two lands, or yeah, 2 lands and then a Planeswalker. That's a good point. We'll just pretend that's a blue mana here. Ghostly Pilferer. Frantic Search, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, untap 3 lands, draw 2, discard Mordekainen and Displacer Kitten, and then untap 3 lands to play a Perpetual Timepiece. Then we'll pass, we'll play Psychic Frog, pass again. Play Conjurers, because we might as well, I guess. Pass again. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's not bad. Bone Miser. Pass. Ooh. Not terrible. Garuk. Untap 2 lands. Mill myself 2 with Perpetual. Okay. Pass turn. Ooh, see, we're not getting the land, but that's okay because we got Garuk. So we can pay 5, untap 2 lands with Garuk. Tap them again. To play Sin. And then Sin's going to hit one of these 4 things. So I'm going to roll a 4-sided dice and get a 2. So it's going to hit Terramorphic, and then we're going to do it again. And it's going to hit Mordekainen. So we got a Terramorphic and a Mordekainen off that one. And then we'll pass. Drop a Deep Glow Skate to double our Mordekainen and our Garuk. And at the end of our turn, blink our Conjurers, or our Sin with Conjurer's Closet. Get back a Fabled Passage and Displace a Kitten. And then Displace a Kitten can start blinking our guy whenever we play non-creatures. We got a doubling season. We need a little bit more card draw, clearly. Or maybe I could have activated Ghostly Pilferer more, to be fair. And Psychic Frog. But it's not nothing. It's not nothing. Barashi is another shuffle creature from graveyard to library. Barashi. What? Barishi? 2 and 2 green, 4/3. If Barishi is put into your graveyard from play, remove Barishi from the game, then shuffle all creature cards from your graveyard into your library. I don't know if I need that. That is a cool ass card. I've never seen that card before, but I don't know if I need it in this deck. Maybe that one vehicle that puts lands into play when they are milled. Oh, the Head Shredder. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. See, if you had Stargaze there when you ran out of cards. No, that's fair. That is fair. If I had Stargaze, I could have refilled. But like, that's theoretically though. If you're Nick and you have Stargaze there, you play it and someone goes, I'm just gonna offer. You can't refuse that. I'm sorry. And then I'm like, oh my god, I hate X-Fills. Ah. I could have played my commander. Ah. Barishi. Sounds like an anime character. Barishi. Now that's what I need. That's who I need. Aetherize is the same, but for all attacking creatures. Aetherize is pretty good. Maybe that one vehicle. Piper's Melody. One green, sorcery, shuffle any number of target creature cards from your graveyard into your library. If it's at any number of cards, maybe. But like, what happens if I have like mana rocks and stuff chilling in graveyard? I need to get rid of that stuff too. But that's not even an issue. I don't even need to get rid of that stuff because I'm going to be discarding specific stuff. I'm just going to be discarding Planeswalkers with Thirst and stuff like that. The deck already feels better. Like with the looters and stuff, it definitely is feeling better. Mass bounce spells would allow you to discard stuff that you want while also cleaning board. Yeah, but if we're going Planeswalkers, we could just run like removal spells though. Because like, what am I bouncing back that's gonna help me? Like, well, I guess looters. But then I run the risk of bouncing something back with like an ETB or something, and someone's like, "Fucking, you don't realize what you just did." Play test this. We're gonna play a land pass, Overgrown Tomb, Psychic Frog, Pass. We're gonna bash somebody with the frog to draw a card. And then, actually, in response to them taking the damage, we're gonna activate it 3 times to discard these 3 planeswalkers. And then pass. Gonna play Karth. Look at the top 7 cards of your library, reveal a planeswalker from them and put them into your hand. Garruk, Malazi, Thirst, Lotus, Deep Plate, 4. I'm gonna put Garruk into my hand. These go to bottom. Next turn. That's not gonna do anything right now. I don't know how good Squirming Emergence is either. This is a very commander-centric deck. I'm going to discard both my planeswalkers with my Psychic Frog, bash someone with the frog, draw a card, play a Jace. Seems pretty good. Pass. Play our little land. We got Damnation here, so we can reset. It's not a, we're not in a do or die situation. We're going to draw a card and discard a card with Jace. Discard Squirming Emergence, play our land for turn. Bash with frog, draw a card. Play our commander. Get one of these planeswalkers back, whichever one. And then just kind of rinse and repeat by attacking with Sin, you know what I mean? But it's the thing that, like, our commander costs 7. It's a very similar to Neb problem, where your commander costs a ton and you're like, how do I get this to work? So for extra draw value, much like Bone Miser here, are some other ones. Monument of Endurance, Taval's Judgment. Oh yeah, those both seem great in here. What about Taval herself? Like Taval and Sidisi, would they be? I mean, I don't like self-mill though, because then we're hitting stuff other than planeswalkers. Even wanting to loot more, I think Palantir is good, just as a way to scry 2 and draw every turn, maybe. Palantir is always just pretty solid. Concordant Crossroads, so Sin can be activated twice when he comes in. At that point, I would just run Lightning Greaves, which probably needs to go in here anyway, so we can protect and give Sin haste. Yeah. Commander's Beacon. That does seem good. If you're mostly planeswalkers, then you can play a lot of cards like Torpor or Tainted Aether. Two and 2 black enchantment. Whenever a creature comes into play, its controller sacrifices a creature or land. That seems great. These are great suggestions. I like these a lot. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. There we go. I don't like stacks pieces normally, but in this deck, I'm like, fuck it. I need to make it to the late game in this deck. I added those two, but I haven't heard Submerge yet. 4 and a blue. If an opponent controls a forest, you can control an island. You may play Submerge without paying its mana cost. Put target creature on the top of its owner's library. Eh. I'm not a big fan of that one. Probably not Torpor Orb, since we want the ETB from the commander. Oh, yes. Good point. Having, like, stuff enter tapped, though, wouldn't be bad. I don't know if there's any of those effects in my colors, but... The only thing that Torpors is, I think, the affects your commander, too, but not the attack trigger. Yeah, I don't think Torpor's great. Was there any, like, stuff in mono black that causes stuff to enter tapped? Or is that all, like, mono white? Oh, what about the, mana something? Is it Mana Breach? Whenever any player plays a spell, that player returns a land he or she controls. Yeah, that's not what I was thinking. There's one, I thought there was one like that, but with creatures. Like, whenever they play a creature, they have to bounce back stuff. You could make this a super slow and grindy deck and run Aetherize and Aether Spout with both of those board wipes and a few stacks pieces. So then just, that's true. I think that's probably the way to do this, is play it like a control deck. Because it's going to take a while to fire off. Yeah, I agree. I think this honestly is just a slow burn deck. We're trying to reset as many times as we can. We're trying to slow burn to Planeswalkers. Yarok may be too slow, but doubling Sin's effects is pretty huge. True. There's a blue one though that does that from the new set, right? That has warp. Yeah, Starfield Vocalists. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes the triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that triggers an additional time. Is that worth it though? Because we only have like 3 blink spells that repeat, and then getting 2 copies of Sin's not bad. But that's like what our blink things are doing anyway. It's just giving us another Sin trigger. Roaming Throne or Mirror Room. Those are both so expensive. Yeah, $50. Yeah, I'm alright on both of those, honestly. The commander is Sin, Spear as punishment. 4 Sultai 7/7 flying. When it enters or attacks, exile a permanent from your graveyard at random. Create a tapped token that's a copy of that card. Then, if the exiled card's a land, repeat this process. So we're trying to hit Planeswalkers out of yard with Sin. Mirror Room is cheap though. Oh, I don't know why I was thinking this was the equipment that made copies of stuff. I don't know why I was thinking that. Mirror Room, yeah, you just get another one of your... You could just make another Sin with the copy side and get a trigger. And then Fractured Realm will just double the trigger. Yeah, that seems good. I was suggesting it enough for fucking deck reviews. I can't believe I forgot what it was. Nevermind. But I'm not... that's fine though, LJL, because I don't know when... Mirror Room's gonna end up in my graveyard for that to happen, because I'm not gonna discard it. We're not running any self-mill anymore, you know what I mean? So I think Mirror Room's still like fine. I think it's still good. Pendril Mist, 3 and a blue enchantment. Each creature gains during your upkeep, pay 1 or sacrifice this creature. That's perfect. Pendril Mist is perfect for this deck. Love that. Just an ideal. You'll want to keep creatures low. Otherwise, if you can target you didn't want, such as a creature, if you're aiming for Planeswalkers. 100%. So, the way we're putting stuff in graveyard is by drawing and discarding, so looting. So I'm going to make sure that we're only discarding Planeswalkers. And then if we discard a creature here or there, 1, there's not a lot we can do to avoid that. But 2, we do run Loaming Shaman, Murderous Cut for the Delve, and then Perpetual Timepiece to shuffle stuff out of graveyard to make sure it's just Planeswalkers. And when Sin hits a land, it repeats the process. So we're trying our best to avoid hitting creatures and stuff like that. But there's only so much you can do. My thought was that you could discard it, and then if you hit it with Sin, you copy Sin and get another trigger. I guess it's still decent if you just want to cast it, though. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Just to cast it. It's just a 3-drop, get another Sin trigger. Oh, but then if you cast it for the Sin trigger thing, wait, does it make a token or does it become a copy? If it makes a token, that's great. Create a token. Yeah, Mirror Room's great. You just get another Sin trigger for 3 mana. And then past that, you just wait to level it up so you can get more and more Sin triggers. That's really good. I don't like Witch King and Squirming Emergence. I don't think those are great in here anymore. I don't think Karth is that great in here anymore. He just felt a little clunky. I like the Looters a lot. I like the Fixed Grave. I like the Fill Grave. I don't think Taval's Judgment's going to trigger enough in this deck for it to be valuable. Monument definitely is, and Bone Miser definitely are with all the Looters. Love these. Love Lightning. Love that. I think these are great. This feels a lot better already. Let's shave 2 more cards off the list. What 2 cards should go, chat? What are we thinking? Is Garruk Wildspeaker actually good in this deck because you're not going to have creatures? The only reason I thought it was is because it's a Planeswalker that makes sure that we can have the 7 lands on turn 5 to play our commander. Like we can turn 4 Garruk into turn 5 commander, which seemed pretty good to me. But maybe not. Maybe that's not a justification enough to run it. And maybe I need to face that. Question, is your Teneb shirt like a long sleeve tee or a sweater? It is a sweater. I would consider it more than anything. Let me see. I think I have it around here somewhere. Yeah, I would definitely consider it more of a sweater. Like a sweatshirt. It's definitely like a thicker material. It's got like the ribbed hands and neck to it. I would say definitely sweatshirt. More so than tee. Like you would definitely get hot in it if it was hot outside. Interplanar Beacon is a good land. Interplanar Beacon. What the hell is that? Whenever you cast a Planeswalker spell, add 1. You gain 1 life. Tap it. Tap. Add 2 different. Yeah, that seems great in here. Actually. Okay, makes sense. Thanks. Not a problem. Okay, let me take this down to 4. What 2 are gonna get cut here? I mean, like, honestly, I think Garruk can get cut. If we need to cut something, I think that definitely is one to cut. My phone's dead. Me and my brother were talking about having a like kind of like a Nyx Lotus book club or something, where we could like all read something and just kind of talk about it in one of the Discord things. I was like, I don't know, I'll have to run it past him and see if that's something they'd be interested in. I just ordered a ton of, not a ton, I ordered 7 books off Amazon and I'm starting, and like, dude, it's hitting me how long it's been since I've read. I literally like start reading and I'm like, oh, I'm bored. Oh, I'm bored. I'm like looking at the last page to see how many I have left. I'm like, oh. The second book I started reading is way better though. The first one was like, I need to up my level before I start this one, dude. If you want, you can run Chainveil and make it a combo deck with the fairy. Meh. Not much of a combo guy. Not much of a combo guy. What books? Says Kushluk. I got a bunch. I got 7. The one that I started reading first that I was like, holy shit, this is above my pay grade, was Meditations. This is on a bunch of people's lists as like the best book ever. And I started reading it and I was like, holy shit, this is above my pay grade. So I'm gonna kind of work my way to that one. This one's been awesome. The War of Art what's the guy's name? Stephen Pressfield. Been great. I don't even like reading, but it's been like a day and I'm like 30 pages in, which is good for me. This one's great. This is like about writer's block and like being a creative and trying to get past writer's block. That's been really, really good. Fair Play is about like balances in a relationship. So I bought this one for my brother and his wife to read. 10% Happier is about, what is it? How I tamed the voice in my head, reduced stress without losing my edge, and found self-help that actually works. I heard that one was really good. This one sounds a little self-helpy, but like it was on a lot of people's lists of like really good books, so I was like, I'll try it. A Calendar of Wisdom by Leo Tolstoy. I heard this was very, very good. This is very similar to like Meditations. It's just like a bunch of thoughts that Tolstoy had while he was like chilling. And apparently he was like a really good philosopher. So Of Boys and Men is supposed to be very, very good. This is like not really a coming of age story, but it's like a male mentorship in a book. You know what I mean? I was raised by a lot of gals, so I'm like, hey, that might be useful. And then Good Inside is about becoming a better parent to children, which I also got for my brother and his wife. So these two are for my brother and his wife. And then these 5 are the ones that daddy's reading. Or trying to. The freaking Meditations. I was like, oh my goodness. But The War of Art, I cannot recommend enough so far. That shit's been a banger. Absolute banger. Hey, very nice. He's a bit too conservative in regards to accepting one station. That's kind of what I was thinking a little bit from the beginning. I was like, I get you. Like his whole thing is like you might have you have a lot in life and like you have a goal, and that's kind of similar to what they're saying in the War of Art. The War of Art is like you have like a genius inside you, and that's not like an arrogant genius. It's like a thing that you excel at, that you need to be doing, which is I think why I like the War of Art a little bit better than I have Meditations so far, because Meditations is kind of like the darker side of that, where it's like, hey, your lot in life's your lot, and you got to deal with it and do it the best you can, where the War of Art's like, hey, you have a genius somewhere inside of you, and you're really good at something, figure out what that thing is. So I think that's why reading the War of Art's going to help me going into Meditations a little bit. But from like the first like half of Meditations, I'm not a fan. It's just like I feel a little too dumb at the moment to read it, so I'm trying to like build up to that. Are you interested in reading Warhammer at all? Hold on a second. It's funny you say that. I just picked up something the other day. Where is it? Hey, there it is. I just picked this up. I don't know. I was just gonna ask you guys about it actually. William King Warhammer book, Gotrek and Felix. Is this any good? The first omnibus. William King, the first omnibus. Troll Slayer, Skaven Slayer, Daemon Slayer, Warhammer. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I picked this up. I just haven't read it because I'm like, maybe it's a part of a series. I don't want to read like the last book and then be like, oh shit, I read the last book. But I've been interested. One second. Oh yeah, I got 2 McChickens and 2 McDoubles coming. Okay. Because Kato the Younger was a Stoic too, and he never accepted the Empire at all. He viewed his lot as struggling on forever. Anyway, I happen to be a philo person. Hell yeah. I'll read the next MTG novel, which is apparently about Strixhaven. Hey, nice. Oh, I think the Warhammer Fantasy oh, it totally is. That is the Warhammer Fantasy ones. That is like Age of Sigmar or whatever. I just read 40k. Yeah, it's Age of Sigmar. I'm not gonna know much about it. Gotcha. I've been thinking about it though. It's so dark. It's almost like Berserk, where like people are like, "Have you read Berserk?" And I'm like, "Ooh." But it's gonna make me feel so bad the whole time. And people are like, "Oh yeah, it is." And I'm like, "But I don't want to feel bad." Well, I think I'm gonna hop off, boys. I don't have a lot more to say or do, and this deck's already looking better than it did, so that's a huge help. We'll probably hop back on another time this week and work on this same list and see what we can get going with it right here. It's not terrible. All right, so on Fridays we have deck reviews, and Saturdays we have book reviews from now on. That might be kind of cool. Saturday, just hop on and talk about the books that I'm reading and stuff. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be like a locked-in thing, but I'll try it next Saturday. However deep into these books I am, I'll talk about them and see what we think. Definitely jump in with that on next Saturday. Kushlak 77. You would help me a ton understand some of this stuff, because from going to like not reading like at all to being like, you know what, I'm gonna read some of the best books a lot of people have ever referred to, is like a huge jump. So hell yeah, guys, appreciate you. Another great stream. If you guys want to subscribe and you're not subscribed, that'd be fantastic. We're trying to hit 20k. We're gonna do that within like a couple of months, I'm convinced. If you want to become a patron or a YouTube member, it starts as low as $1. And if you want to check out the website, it's nixlotus.com, where you can use our Scryfall tool. You can buy our merch. Buy my merch. Buy my Teneb the Harvester shirt. It's Teneb swooping down to pick up Sun Titan. That's Sun Titan's little gauntlets. Also, I have my whatever it's called, saturation turned really high up, so this thing looks crazy bright right now. It's more like faded into the shirt in real life. But anyway, if you want to do that, that'd be sick. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys Sunday. Get ready for Sunday's video, by the way. I think you guys are actually going to really like Sunday's videos. If you liked the first video about me making some of my favorite movies into Magic decks with the Shining deck, I think you'll probably like Sunday's video, if I had to guess. So look out for that Sunday at noon Eastern Standard, baby. Even know nothing about me, Standard, baby. See you guys. Peace.